GEC tennis courts, and I want to give you a few simple tips about how to start playing tennis and learn as quickly and as easily as you can with the least amount of frustration. If you think about a tennis ball, we all know how to throw a tennis ball very easily, or throw a ball. We can throw a ball, we can catch it. If we can't throw a ball and catch it, that's not a bad place to start. I'm just going to set my racket down for a second, and basically I'm just going to drop the ball and catch it. Drop the ball, catch it on the other side of my body. Just nice and easy. And if I can't do this, it's going to be very frustrating for me to hit a tennis ball. So this is a nice, easy way to practice. Just a very simple thing. You'll notice I'm dropping the ball to the side, I'm stepping forward, and I'm catching the ball with two hands so that I'm turning my shoulders. And it's a nice, easy way to do it. And this is a kind of a good starting point. If you have trouble catching, you have trouble throwing, it's going to make your life very easy. Okay? If I get good at this, I can give the ball a little higher throw and catch, and catch, and catch, and catch. And I'm just trying to get the ball at the very top of its bounce. And if I can do that easily, then the next step in tennis is pretty easy. Basically, when I go to hit the ball, it's almost the same as when I hit the ball with the front of my hand. Now, to work on my grip, pick up your racket, put your racket about chest height, and my racket's nice and flat, like I'm trying to carry a glass on it or a cup of water. I want it to be nice and stationary. Same way I have my hand here. I can put the ball on the top of my hand. I can do the same thing with my racket. Nice easy grip here. And if I do this well, it's easy for me. I can put the ball in my racket and I can move around without the ball moving too much. My racket's nice and flat. I've got a nice simple racket angle. Racket angle is very important. If my racket's pointing down, the ball is going to go down. My racket's pointing up, the ball is going to go up. So if I can point my racket the direction I want the ball to go in, I'm going to be able to hit a much nicer shot. Now, to practice this without running and chasing a lot of balls, easiest thing is my hand nice and flat, like I could put a ball on my hand, put my racket the same way, nice relaxed grip, put the ball in my racket. I can make little circles with my feet, I can run forward, I can run backwards, okay? I can keep my feet in one place, I can run the ball over my strings. Forwards, backwards, side to side. Okay, I'm making this look like very easy compared to how someone who's a beginner might have experience. I can roll the ball in circles around the outside of my racket, getting used to different angles. Okay, it's not a bad idea if I want to. Like the back of my hands here, put the rackets on the back. I can practice my backhand. If I get good at this, I can roll the ball from one side to the other. I can nice and relaxed grip so that my wrist is in a nice relaxed position to keep that racket flat. Okay, and I can basically roll the ball back and forth. I can roll the ball onto the other side. Okay, that's a good starting point. Now, once you're comfortable doing this, okay, and it shouldn't take you long, okay, the next step that I would recommend is basically learning how to catch the ball, okay? And again, you might not be very good with your left hand, so what I recommend, put the ball in your racket, drop it with your racket. So I'm not swinging, I'm just dropping my racket, catching the ball. Put the ball back on my strings, drop, catch. I shouldn't have to chase the ball, okay? I want nice control. Just I'm taking the ball, my racket back like I'm gonna hit a tennis ball, and I'm catching the ball with my other hand in front of me. So basically here, nice and easy. And if I can do this, okay, another step I can do, I drop the ball, I catch it at the top of its bounce. Is when I'm doing this one, my racket comes back, if I catch the ball at the top of the bounce, it's not moving, it's very easy for me. I then bring my racket back up here to the ready position. I drop the ball again. Nice and easy. Drop, catch. Drop, catch. Drop, catch. And if you can do that, like I said, that's not a bad starting point. Next thing you do, I can drop, and I'm just going to put my racket under the ball at the top of its bounce. Drop, put my racket under. Okay? If I move my racket into the ball is going to bounce around, it's going to be harder to control. If I just drop, put my racket under at the top of the bounce, the ball is just going to sit on my racket the same way as when I'm rolling it around. It's not moving at the top of the bounce. I drop, put my racket under. And then it's just the same as when I'm like spinning the ball around my racket. Drop, catch. Drop, catch. You'll see how gently I'm dropping. I can put the ball higher. It's going to bounce a little higher. I can catch it a little bit higher. But the easiest place for me to do is just put my racket under my racket ball at the top of its bounce, and I can catch. And this is a very good first step to get your racket to control. If I want, I can drop, catch with the other side. Drop, catch with the other side. So forehand drop, backhand catch. Backhand drop, forehand catch. Forehand drop, forehand catch. Forehand drop, backhand catch. But if I can basically drop the ball nice and softly to myself, catch it at the top of the bounce, and a lot of the times tennis players, they like to hit the ball at the top of the bounce because it's not moving up or down. It's the slowest it's going to be moving vertically, which gives you the most control. It also means it's higher, and you're going to be able to hit a more aggressive shot because you don't have to hit the ball up and over the net as much. That's the highest the ball is ever going to be. It puts you in one of your best attacking positions. So you want to develop that habit of hitting the ball basically before or at the top of the bounce is my recommendation. And that's going to teach you to hit the ball early, and it's going to teach you to hit the ball higher when you can be more aggressive. So we can drop, and like I say, my racket, I'm not holding it like a hammer. It's nice and relaxed, and I'm just adjusting the grip. Players hit lots of different grips, and if you learn to relax your hand and you learn to be aware of where your racket face is pointing, you're going to be adjusting your grip to hit the best shot from every circumstance. So learning that racket sense, learning to control the angle, learning to have a nice soft grip so you can get the right racket face angle without tiring your forearm, without hurting yourself because your racket angle's wrong and you've mistimed the ball. It's a very simple, valuable skill you can learn. And like I said, I'm just dropping, catching at the top. Dropping, catching at the top. And I like to keep the ball in front of me because if I want to hit the ball over the net, the ball should be in front of me. And then I get a nice big swing. Like I said, I can control this well. The ball is going nice and slow. It's in control. It's going to make the next step much easier. Okay. Bouncing the ball can be another nice one, but it's going to be more difficult. And bouncing the ball in your forehand is pretty easy. I don't recommend spending a lot of time learning how to do it on your backhand, but you can do it. And think of your racket like a giant trampoline, and you want to basically point the trampoline in the right direction and let the ball bounce off it and do all the work. This is how you can get lots of power, lots of control, lots of success. Okay? A lot of people, they see these wild swings on TV. They're fantastic. The player you're watching has literally hit thousands, tens of thousands of balls, and they could probably hit their same shot with their eyes closed, and there's a good chance that the ball is where they think it's going to be because they just had so much practice. You need to develop that sense, learning how the ball bounces, getting used to finding the top of the bounce, so you're in a good position to hit the ball, that top of the bounce. It's a skill that it takes time to learn, and the better you get at that skill, the easier everything's going to be. Another one that I like to do is what I call the elevator. Lift the ball up as high as you can, drop it. Lift it up as high as you can, drop it. I always like to do things on my forehand and my backhand because you want to have a good forehand and a backhand. The sooner you start practicing both, the better you're going to get at both. If you don't practice your backhand, you always hit forehand. You're going to learn to be scared of hitting your backhand. It's going to be more difficult. I grew up playing other racket sports. One-handed backhands were very popular when I was young. These days, most kids learn tennis at a very young age. They hit two-handed backhands. It gives them more power. They get to use two hands. And I think something like probably 70–80% of professionals now use a two-handed backhand. And like I say, I'm just lifting the ball up as high as I can. I drop it. I get under the ball at the top of the bounce, lift it up. And if I can do this well, I can have lots of control. And I'm already basically playing tennis. I'm playing tennis with myself, but I'm not running all over the court, chasing balls, spending all my time picking up. And every time I hit that ball, or lift it up and adjust it, I'm getting better racket control skills. Next step would be kind of hitting nice and soft to yourself. I recommend following the ball as much as you can so you get into a ready position. If I can hit a nice soft shot straight up to myself, I call this a self rally. And this is almost the exact shot I'm going to hit to my partner when I go to play tennis. Now you see how high I'm hitting the ball. Hitting a nice high ball to my partner means my partner is going to get lots of time to get ready. The ball is not going to fly past them too quickly. And you're going to hit lots of balls, and you're not going to spend a lot of time picking up balls. If I hit a flat ball that's low, I get less time. Think about it this way. I drop the ball here, I get almost no time. I drop the ball here, I get more time. I drop the ball up here, I get more time. As a beginner with your partner, you want to give you and your partner as much time as you can to get ready. So these high balls give me lots of time. Low balls give me no time. Okay? Don't rush your partner. Give them a nice high, easy ball. Okay? And if you don't want to spend all your time chasing balls, okay, picking up balls, you want to spend more time practicing, it's even not a bad idea. Hit a nice high shot to your partner, catch the ball, get ready, nice high shot to your partner, catch the ball, nice high shot to your partner, catch the ball, and you're working on catching, you're getting used to how the ball moves, but it also means that that ball, if you drop it, it's going straight up and down. When it's at the top of its bounce, it's not moving. It's going to make a nice target if you move your feet, and you're going to be able to hit that same shot every time. If your partner basically pushes the ball nice and flat, it goes flying past you, you have no time to get ready. When the ball hits your racket angle has to be perfect, and you're going to have a harder time hitting that ball. But if I basically, just like the elevator, my racket's moving everything in one direction, the ball is going to go the same direction my racket face moves if I make my racket nice and flat, and I'm going to get control. And I can start getting ready to hit that ball. Okay. And that's the basic idea for these ones. Now, like I said, I like to start doing this with up at chest height, because what happens is I want to hit the ball in front of me. My racket's up here. This is going to be very similar to the angle when the racket's in front of me. If I do it flat here, okay, when the ball is out in front of me, my racket face is going to be open. I'm going to lose some power, okay. I'll get more distance from the height, but I'm going to lose a little bit of power because that trampoline's not going to work as well, okay. But if my racket's nice and flat, I give it a good ball trampoline. I follow the ball where I want it to go. Chances are the ball is going to go where I want it to go. So that's the basic idea. Like I said, for grip, is I can kind of point my arm towards the net. If my racket is nice and flat towards where I want to hit, that's a good grip to hit the ball in front of me. Backhand, same sort of thing. Usually I'll use two hands. And so this is why I like to do the elevator, because I want my racket nice and flat at the top. So I'm just up and down, and hitting nice, easy balls to myself. And like I said, if I can do that, the next step will be fairly easy. It's hard for me to demonstrate the next step without a person, but I've probably been talking to you for maybe 10 minutes now, and the entire time I'm talking, I'm doing nice, easy things. Okay, that I can be practicing. Just catching. Working on my rackets now. I can practice, like I said, just running the ball up and down on my strings, getting that feel. Doing the same thing on my backhand, using two hands if I want on my backhand, one hand on my forehand. But I'm learning that racket angle, and I'm just learning to be patient, wait to get the ball at the top of its bounce. Don't move my racket too fast, but get the ball in the middle of my racket so it can jump off and give me control. And like I said, warm up for 1 or 2 minutes until you get a partner. Once you have a partner, don't waste your time hitting to yourself. This is the time to start hitting some nice shots to your partner. Okay, so that's my first sort of easy introduction to how to pick up tennis by yourself. And like I said, I don't even have a partner today, and I'm having a nice time out here in the sun, just learning to catch the ball and hit easy shots to myself. So that I can work on more advanced things with my partner. The higher I drop the ball from, the higher it's going to bounce. It gives me more time. When I feed my partner, if I feed my partner a nice high shot, they get lots of time to get ready. The flatter my shot is, the farther the ball is going to go, the more I'm going to have to chase balls, the more time I'm going to spend picking them up. If I hit a high, nice easy shot here like this. Okay, I can basically practice without spending a lot of time picking up balls. Okay, and like I said, that's kind of a very simple thing you can practice in your living room. You can practice almost anywhere. Here, my catch. And I basically just want to get my racket under the ball at the top of its thing. And if I don't want to move my feet, I can just do nice and easy. Tilt my racket, other side. Tilt my racket. So I'm just changing the side of my racket, getting my racket under the ball at the top of its bounce. Okay, and if I can do this well. And basically right here is my ready position. Every tennis shot should start in your ready position and finish in your ready position. And the sooner you get in the habit of keeping your racket up in that ready position, the more quickly you're going to improve, the more reliable your shots are going to be. If my racket's down here, now I've got to rush to get up to the ball. If my racket's here in the ready position, no problem. So my ready position, just up on the toes of my feet. Okay, my racket kind of in front of my nose, straight up and down. My racket's nice and light. As soon as I drop my racket, it's going to feel heavier. So basically I usually try and drop here, drop my racket, get underneath it. Okay, so when I hit my ball, I finish with my racket straight up and down. Like this, it's lighter. I turn my shoulders, turn my grip, hit my shot. Okay, I'm here, turn my shoulders, step into the ball, hit my shot. Turn my racket, turn my shoulders, step in, hit my shot. That's your basic tennis swing. And if you can do this one here, and really switching it up, that's an easy adjustment you can make. Thank you for listening, and I hope you find some of these tips easy and that they help you pick up tennis in as short a period as possible, spending as little money as possible, and improving as quickly as possible. Good luck and have fun.